Keep California cowgirls from vanishing.
Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Suzie, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse Semi. Training Eve to drive cart. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve to lay down. Training Eve to harness, pull a log. Training Semi to harness, pull a log on turf. Jumping at liberty to music, making our Morgan horses our partners. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Training on our driveway, which is covered by sand, so we have a straight track. Stepping over poles, jumping over crossbar jumps. Training in our trail obstacles area. Semi on the big steps. Morgan horse Sadie doing obstacles rainlessly.
Semi drives a cart. Sadie pulls a log. Sadie learns to pull a cart. Miniature zebu heifer Suzie learns to drive a cart. Bull Rusty learns to pull a harrow.
Easter Eve and trying to avoid an abscess. On her left rear, she has a hole on the edge of her hoof, and my farrier opened up the hole a few days ago, and my vet, by email so far, is advising me how to deal with the hole so that it doesn't become an abscess. So here's what my vet writes to me by email, and I'm very grateful to her that she does this. She said she got her email from Lawrence, who is my farrier, with a description of the bruising and the hole that he's seeing. What he described sounds to me like serum pockets. That's S-E-R-U-M, pockets, which are due to some separation in the lamina. They can be painful like an abscess because it's the same feeling of pressure building up within the hoof. But they are sterile until they're open to air. Once that happens, however, they can become infected relatively easily and develop into abscesses. So you'll need to continue packing with metronidazole until the holes are dry. Metronidazole is spelled M-E-T-R-O-N-I-D-A-Z-O-L-E. We have that in powder form. After 3 to 4 days using the metronidazole as a paste, and we make it into paste form, by the way, by mixing it with furazone, try filling the holes with just dry metronidazole powder, so you'll be able to tell when they're drying out. You should only have to treat them like this for a week to 10 days, but after that, continue using the cavallos or the booties to provide support until the next time Lawrence sees them. Okay, and my farrier comes out about every 6 weeks. You see, we're using cavallos on the fronts because I don't like to drive nails into my horse's hooves unless it's absolutely necessary to have shoes, and Eve shows a little bit of bruising on her front. Eve is the mother to Sadie, who also has a very thin sole on her front feet. It must be from the genetic pool. So I'm doing my best each day to give them the protection they need, and not have to shoe them with metal shoes and nails. And now dealing with this hole in the back hoof, which I'm not sure why the lamina would have gotten stretched out on the back. Anyway, the cavallos go on the front. I have these cloth booties, which I'm using to protect the rear left, and you will see when we take the hoof booty off what is going on underneath, because we'll show you. Okay, we've taken the blue booty off, and you can see from yesterday morning that we wrapped with vet wrap. We'll take the vet wrap off and show you what we were actually wrapping. It was the hole that was filled with a paste that we made from metronidazole and furazone. Now, the reason that I'm making this show, not just for instructional reasons for my helpers to know what to do if this goes on more than a week or 2 weeks, but because I find that my viewers of the Urban Cowgirl shows are very, very attentive to this kind of topic. The shows that I had about Sadie's abscess that occurred about a month ago are very well viewed. As a matter of fact, hundreds of people have viewed them. Okay, here we go. You're seeing our tools, a rag, surgical scissors so that we can cut the vet wrap off. Eve is very accommodating, as you can see. Now remember, this is not because we find any lameness in Eve, not because she's showing us any discomfort, just because we have a hole and we want to make sure it doesn't cause a problem. Here's our tool caddy that has everything in it, and as Brianna brings stuff out, I'm going to explain it to you. Just a set of tweezers to pull out the cotton. And this is very important because if a piece of cotton gets stuck in that hoof and then the hoof grows over it, it definitely could cause an abscess. And the reason we put the cotton in with the paste was just to give it a little bit more substance and to make sure no little pebbles get in there.
It's almost completely dried out, if you can see. It's not moist anymore.
Okay.
It's mostly powder.
Interesting. Okay. Now the question is, what liquid are we worried about?
Do you have that nail?
Yes. We also have a horseshoe nail that helps us dig out the hole, and that's in the tool kit. There we go. Our farrier gave it to us and said, just use it to dig out the hole. Each time you open it up, and we may not open it up every day, we may just open it up every other day. We'll just see. But actually, since it dried out now, in just one day, the reason I opened it up in just one day today is because I wanted to make sure nothing is going on under there that I'm concerned about. And as soon as Brianna finishes her work, which for us, taking care of Eve is high priority, but as soon as she finishes her work, we're going to interview her and explain to you what she saw and heard from the farrier the other day when he told us be real careful with this hole.
I have a plastic syringe filled with water. There's a small chamber behind the actual dugout hole that Lawrence couldn't get to because it started bleeding. It was so deep. So,
And where did I get that syringe? To tell you the truth, from a dentist. That's something that you can get to work with your own teeth in your own mouth. The cotton, and you're not gonna, you put the cotton in first?
I'm just gonna get some, the extra out.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of pasty now from the water. So we're just getting rid of...
trying to not leave any fibers in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe a gauze pad would be better to use. I don't know.
Yeah, probably actually.
Yeah, and we do have small circular gauze pads. We'll use those in the future to clean it out, just so that nothing gets stuck in there. We're trying to avoid those anaerobic bacteria. We're having something to do in that hole.
So I'm just going to brush off the bottom of the hoof, get all the extra sand and pebbles off, and then pack the hole.
Okay, so we're brushing it off with a hoof pick, and then we're going to pack the hole. And use vet wrap again to protect it, then put the blue booty back on. And there's the metronidazole. It actually comes in tablet form, but I use my blender to make it into powder form. And we're just using a small scoop to scoop it into a small container, like a salsa container. And then we have a very small spoon that we got from the local ice cream store.
I would say about 2 scoops.
Okay.
Able to fill this sized hole.
All right. And then we use markers on our plastic containers to help us gauge next time. Now the next thing will be, yes, the the salve. And that's what will make, you can see, that's what will make the paste. Mixing it in very well. And then you can use that spoon just to spoon it into the hole too, right?
Yeah. I'm going to mix it. Now this is really pasty and will probably stick in the hole, but to be able to pull it out of the hole, to clean the hole out, we're going to have to put a little bit of cotton in it just to have something to grab onto with the tweezers.
Good plan and good description. So a little cotton ball, okay. Now that's going to be mixed in with the paste. Now since this paste got dry, the cotton ball from yesterday got dry in just one day, I have to decide now whether or not to do it again tomorrow morning in anticipation that it will be dry again, or wait an extra day. And to do that, make that decision, I'm going to upload this video and ask my farrier and my vet to watch it and email them and say, what's your opinion? Because, you know, I don't know what's the best next step after this morning's application, and maybe they will from experience. Now Brianna has a gob. Just a second, Brianna. Yeah, got it. Okay. And into the hole it goes. She's using that tweezers that has like a scissors handle. you know what? Let me just give you the vet wrap. Don't put the foot down, okay? Okay, we got the vet wrap started so that even if Eve were to pull her foot away, the vet wrap is already enclosing the paste in the hole. And by the way, I do use 3M vet wrap. I've tried using other vet wraps, but I like 3M from experience because it tends to be easy to start. You can find the start and get it ready to wrap. Much easier than other brands I've tried. Okay, and you can just rip it or have yourself a scissors, and we recommend surgical scissors just in case the horse were to pull away, so that nothing is sharp that might injure the horse. Eve is very good at this kind of doctoring, so she may not be representative of what you may be dealing with if you're trying to avoid an abscess. Okay, and finally, we'll put the booty back on. Okay, here goes the booty, which I got years ago over the internet. I hope they're still made in case I need a new one. It's got a leather bottom, but Velcro top, and comes in various sizes. And it is lightweight and breathable, being that it's a canvas type of material. And it did survive the whole night and the whole day yesterday. It didn't come off. Okay, hope this helps you if you're faced with the same kind of potential problem. So we are going to add a layer of vet wrap over the top of this boot just to make sure it stays on. They tend to get wet because I irrigate here, and also this is Santa Cruz, so it's foggy. So luckily we have two of them, and we let one dry out and then use the other one the next day. So the vet wrap is almost like just an extra Velcro, because vet wrap sticks to itself. You might want to use a longer piece. Okay, so she's making a longer piece out of two shorter pieces, and you see that's what's very nifty about vet wrap. And it is breathable. Looks good, Brianna. Okay, so can you tell us what Lawrence told you, what you saw the first day, which was 2 days ago, and how you perceive what you saw this morning in comparison?
So Lawrence started with the left front foot and noticed that there was bruising, definite bruising, that he could actually press in the hoof with his thumb. And then we moved back here to this hoof that has the hole in it, and he did, I don't know if he just trimmed a little deep, or if he was really trying to get rid of what was around the hole, but there was definite bruising there too, around the like before the lamina, where the
frog is.
Yeah, and then he went to the hole to dig out the hole, which we thought wasn't too deep, but it was quite a bit deeper than we thought. So much so that it started drawing blood from the hoof. So Lawrence couldn't clean out the hoof to clean out the hole, or dig out the hole all the way down, because it was drawing blood, and he didn't want to hurt Eve or make an infection or any kind of anything like that. So so what he did was He took the Robic solution that he has, which is quite a bit stronger than this. It's almost a solid blue. And held up her hoof and soaked the hole with some Robic because the sprayer wouldn't be able to get to the chamber underneath what was dug out. He said that it was most probably just caused by a small pebble digging in and causing a split in the hooves. Of course, Eve and Sadie do both have very thin soles, and so that makes them more prone to bruising and pebbles getting stuck in them. And unfortunately, we have to use the hoof pick to dig those pebbles out, and that can create a deeper problem as well. So he was just recommending that we use cavallos whenever we work Eve, and also for a couple weeks here to let the bruises heal up. And we're also using iodine, spraying iodine twice a week on the hooves that have bruises. So for Eve it would be the front, all 4 hooves, and then for Sadie it would just be the front 2 hooves where the bruises were most prominent.
Which should supposedly toughen them up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Robic, R-O-E-B-I-C, it's actually a root killer. It's been found to be very helpful in cattle, so we use it with our horses, and very carefully mix it with water. It comes in a powder, but it's really good for disinfecting.
Yeah, I use about it comes with about a cap about like this and so deep, and I use about 1/4 to 1/2 cup cap full for this sized spray bottle. Lawrence says that if you're using a spray bottle, it can be stronger. You can use close to 1/2 cap or 3/4 of a cap full. But if you're using a soak, like holding the hoof up and just letting the Robic soak in once a week or once every other week, then it should be a lot less strong. It should be maybe a tablespoon to a gallon. So.
Okay. Now, when you looked in that hole today, compared to what it looked like 2 mornings ago, did you see any kind of liquid?
I didn't see any liquid. The fact that the metronidazole cottony paste thing was dry, that kind of means to me that it may not be leaking anymore. But I think we do want to probably keep up the paste for a couple days. I don't know, Kristen will probably be able to tell us.
Right, and I will email her, but my inclination is to, in 2 days, to leave this on now for 2 days, to take it off 2 mornings from now, see if it's still dry.
Yeah.
And then if it is, we'll put the powder in alone with the vet wrap and the booty.
Yeah. And after that, I think we should plan on still using the booty for at least several weeks after that to make sure that that hole gets closed up. No pebbles get in it, no mud gets in it, thrush won't grow in it. We really need to keep that hole clean because it's close to the lamina, it's close to some nerve tissue, it's close to these deposits. So it's just a touchy situation, and we'll have to make sure that it stays clean.
Okay, and being that it's canvas, I'm okay on that because, as I said, it's lightweight and breathable. Now at night, I like to take the cavallos off because they are rubber, and they do have holes for breathing, but my ground in their corrals is very soft, and as a matter of fact, it's irrigated, so most of the ground has grass, so I do take it off unless I see a horse that's walking slowly, that maybe needs the extra padding from the cavallos, which, by the way, have an extra pad in them that my farrier put in that gives a little bit more frog support. If I see a horse moving slowly, I'll put the cavallos back on after they've been off for a couple hours. And I take them off just to make sure that they are breathing and dry. But the objective is, during the day, when we work them, when they're grazing in places where each other may work each other, because during the day I do turn them out together, I just want to make sure that they have the extra support and the extra protection of the cavallo boots, especially on their front feet.
And we weren't sure if we were going to use the other blue booty on the other side, and I don't know, Sonia, you can disagree with this if you want, but she is shifting her weight on the back hooves from this one to the other one, so and vice versa. So I feel like there is a bruise on this back one too.
Oh.
There's no hole, but the hoof is dented in, and I think if we can, we should use the other blue booty just to give her that extra support so she doesn't have to. There are rocks scattered in the driveway and all the way across to the pasture. The pasture doesn't have any big rocks in it. It's all grass, but I think there is always the risk of stepping on something and, you know,
causing a hole.
Yeah. I think that at least for maybe the weekend, we should keep the blue booties on during the day, and this one, the right one, can probably be taken off at night, but so that she feels less clunkiness.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
I agree with you. Okay, now we've got the booty on her right rear, and just putting an extra vet wrap around it. And remember, these booties have leather bottoms, which Eve is conveniently showing you, which gives them a little bit extra protection. All right, now we're going to turn her out in her pasture across the street. When she comes back at night, she gets to live in her very own space, so we don't argue about who gets what food. And this is what her ground is like at night. A lot of green grass, which I make sure we can grow here by providing, even in the middle of summer, irrigation. We're showing you, just for a moment, what we did the very next day. The hole again was dry, so we cleaned it out as we did show you yesterday, and we put the cotton pads on instead of the cotton because it's got less fibers, and we put the vet wrap around, the booty back on, and we put just a piece of duct tape across the flaps of the booty. Now, unfortunately, these booties don't last too long. Both of them already are getting ripped at the bottom, and you can actually see that here. They rip out where the leather comes together with the canvas. So I'm on search today for either another pair of Cavallo size 3 for Eve's back feet, or some other foot wrap that's available on the market.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty, and Suzie. Heifer calf Sela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.